Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're grinding a Season of Discovery and you're aiming to catch up before Phase 8, this video is for you. Today I'm breaking down the absolute must-have gear from Phase 7 that's going to carry you all the way through Phase 8. From Pre-BIS Weapons to tier sets, key consumables, here's everything you need to know to stay competitive without spending a fortune. Let's dive right in. First up, we've got to talk Pre-BIS Weapons. If you've just hit level 60 on a new character, maybe through an invasion boost for example, you might not have a decent weapon yet. Sure, you could blow 5,000 gold on a refined Arcanine Reaper on the auction house, but most of us don't have that kind of coin lying around unless we're gonna swipe. Instead, you should be checking out the perfect poison quest in Cenarian Hold. Nobody knows about this quest, and all you've got to do is grab Venox's Venom Sac from Zul'Gurub, Kuranax's Venom Sac from AQ10. You complete that quest, and you're rewarded with an insanely overpowered 70 item level weapon. Maybe Dumulus Prime for Ret Paladins, insanely OP. Rod's Reloading Repeater for Hunters, very strong. Or Shiv Rocket Shiv for Casters, a perfect pre-BIS weapon. The quest will only take you maybe an hour or two, and it's completely free. This is your fast track to solid pre-BIS weaponry in no time at all. Next, let's talk about Tarnished Undermine Reals, because in Phase 8, the cap is all the way up to 250, so you really want to hit that cap on every character you plan on using. Those Reals are completely crucial, because yes, no confirmation yet, but they might be spendable on crazy OP items, things like the Tier 2.5 gear from AQ, or maybe even some raid viable weapons. I mean, we can dream, right? Having those Reals maxed out means you won't have to be going back to places like Stratholme or doing old raids repeatedly. Trust me, a solid stockpile now will really save you time later. Plus, they're great for snagging Blackwing Lair gear too. See, with Tier 2 gear for Paladins, the Warlocks, the Warriors, the Druids, it's already considered BIS for a lot of these classes heading into Phase 8, insanely OP for set bonuses, so you're really gonna want those Reals. So let's say you have that fresh character, you're not caught up on max gear yet, and you're really running out of lockouts. Well, no problem. In Phase 8, the Sanctified Trinket bonus, it's not going to be used for Scarlet Monastery, so it's not going to be used for that increased damage, increased HP. That means your AQ40 pieces, the boots, the shoulders for example, they remain incredibly viable. For specs like the Affliction Warlock, the Holy Priest in my case, or a Mutilate Rogue, these pieces can really carry you through the raid no problem. And yes, AQ40 pugs are so easy to get through no problem, you're never going to wipe a single time. Still, when you do actually clear the raid, most players are way too busy, they're chasing the latest weapons, the OP trinkets, so they're not even going to notice you quietly upgrading all your tier pieces, making out like an absolute bandit. So alongside AQ, another key strategy is running those super old raids, the Molten Cores, the Zul'Gurub, especially AQ10 too. These raids are offering you incredibly strong gear that's probably going to be more than viable for Scarlet Monastery. You're going to be picking up extremely solid weapons, great tier pieces, but you're also going to be snagging essential items like the Primal Hakari Idols, trinkets, and huge stacks of Tarnished Undermine Reals, maybe the best part. Plus, AQ10 even gives you a chance at a free epic mount. Imagine never having to ride around in that 60%er ever again. I know that would help me a lot because my Ret Paladin's been riding around on a 60%er and everybody's making fun of me. So forget about pre-BIS gearing. Now let's talk about the big ticket items you really want to aim for as we transition to Phase 8. So first off, we've got weapons, and ATS is a huge one. See, in a poll of over 900 players, 61% believe ATS will remain overpowered all the way through Phase 8. It's a party-wide buff, so things like a 2% boost in attack speed make it an invaluable asset. Even if new caster weapons come out and they're technically better in terms of stats, ATS's unique buffs will keep it in the BIS category for probably years to come. We've also got to talk Blade of Inquisition, and while everybody's dreaming of their Ashbringer on their Hunter, their Warrior, their Ret Paladin, that massive two-hander is notoriously going to be very difficult to get. So Blade of Inquisition is the perfect reliable backstop, your fallback weapon, a long-term keeper if you never end up managing to complete the Ashbringer questline, which hopefully never happens to any of us. There's also King's Fall, and you might have overlooked King's Fall, but this weapon gets extra special in Phase 8 thanks to an upcoming sister weapon in Queen's Fall. If you already own a King's Fall, your guild is definitely priming you to secure a Queen's Fall too. For classes like a Rogue, getting that King's Fall, getting it set up, is going to secure you a beautiful weapon set in Phase 8. Moving on to armor, the next rum is tier sets. Even if those Sanctified bonus, they're not giving you the crazy damage and health scaling in Scarlet Monastery, Max Gear is still offering the highest numbers and the most broken set bonuses. To figure out which pieces to prioritize, I highly recommend checking out the sim sheet linked below the video. It is going to really help you out. Then we've got trinkets, and Exorame's trinkets, the heavy hitters, the Kiss of the Spider, Slayer's Crest, Restrained Essence of Saffron. They're crucial, and they're not going to get any easier to get in Phase 8, so get them as soon as you can. Remember though, one trinket you don't have to get in Phase 8 is your Hand of Justice. It's something you can skip because there's going to be a really short, easy quest you can get to get an even better version. My only complaint on the Paladin, I wish it was an epic trinket. Unfortunately, it's blue. So more armor pieces you're definitely going to want to get in Phase 7 heading into Phase 8. Things like the Enchants, the Might of the Scourge, the Power of the Scourge. They are typically overlooked during progression. People forget about them, they prioritize the weapons and armor. But now they're must-haves and everybody's lining up to get them. Would love to hear your thoughts on having to go back to the old raids to get items like Card Idols and Scourge Enchants. Hit me with your real feelings in the comments. Then you have your set bonus enchant. Brother Luctus in Eastern Plaguelands, he's offering bonus shoulder enchants, letting you choose one tier set bonus of your choice. So you really want to stockpile those Corruptor Scourge Stones, and then Necrotic Runes. And that way you're going to be all set in case you get a new shoulder upgrade. So talking some miscellaneous items, and I swear I don't have a financial interest in these. The Darkmoon Card Nether might be the perfect trinket for progression. See, this trinket gives you a 100% chance to resurrect with 20% health and mana on a 3-minute cooldown. So imagine we're doing progression, maybe there's a Harad fight, he's spinning around, he's one-shotting everybody. Well, you die, you get to res again, you get to save your raid and be an absolute hero. So another key gear-based item is the Remnants of Valor. Of course, if you plan on ever going back to Nax and getting a bunch of free Nax gear, you've got to get the Remnants of Valor for your Phase 7 Nax trinket. The good news is these are bind on account, so you can mail them between any of your alts no problem. A few thousand in stock means you're ready for any future character, any future alt. Especially with the 4-hour invasion boosting, it's honestly something you should look into. So in summary, if you're looking to catch up and be super competitive in Phase 8, you've got to focus on these must-have gear pieces from Phase 7. From the free Pre-BIS weapons like the Doomulus Prime you can get from the perfect Poison Quest, to stockpiling Reals, upgrading your AQ40 pieces, running those old raids, every single step counts. Don't forget as well that high-level gear, things like the Atiesh, the Blade of Inquisition, Kingsfall, those top-tier tier sets, and of course those critical enchants that everybody needs. All of this is going to define your performance in the new phase. I would love to know, which of these gear pieces are you prioritizing as you prepare for Phase 8? Drop a comment below with your top pick. If you found this guide helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more in-depth gear guides, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Azeroth.